Imagine having a pantry full of foods that last forever, ready to sustain you in any situation. That's the ultimate dream for every prepper, right? Well, it's entirely possible. In this video, I'll share the top 10 foods you can stockpile that never expire. While they may not last for 100 years, many of these items could outlast you. These shelf-stable champions are essential for any prepper looking to enhance their long-term food storage. Let's get started and unlock the secrets to stocking your pantry with these everlasting foods. First up on the list is one of the prepping world's all-time favorites, beans. Seriously, if you've done any research on prepping, you've probably heard everyone talk about beans like they're the holy grail of survival food, and for good reason. They're packed with energy, rich in protein, and loaded with vitamins, minerals, and amino acids. One of the best things about beans, they're incredibly affordable. You can grab a 50-pound bag from your local grocery store for around $65. To put that into perspective, that's about 60,000 calories. But honestly, I wouldn't recommend sticking with just one type. It's way more fun to have a variety. Personally, I like to switch it up. Each type of bean has its own unique texture and flavor, but at the end of the day, they all do the same job, providing you with the nutrients, vitamins, and minerals you need to stay strong. If we're talking about beans, we have to talk about rice. It's pretty much the perfect survival food duo. Honestly, leaving rice out of the conversation would be crazy, because together, beans and rice make one of the best combos for survival. Sure, eating just that for 90 straight days might get a little boring, but it's incredibly cheap. You can buy 100 pounds of rice for around $70. That's insane. When you combine all the nutritional goodness of beans and rice, you're looking at around 110,000 calories. To put that in perspective, on a 1,200-calorie survival diet, that's about 90 days worth of food for under $150. That's seriously amazing. When white rice is kept in a cool, dry place in an airtight container, it's estimated to stay good for 30 years. Some preppers have speculated that if white rice is kept in the refrigerator or freezer, it could actually stay fresh forever. If you're going to face the apocalypse, then you better have plenty of coffee. And fortunately for you, instant coffee's one thing you can count on for about the first 20 years after the big event. All joking aside, this is the best case scenario, of course, but word has it that instant coffee that's stashed in a cool, dry place and sealed tight as a drum can last anywhere from 2 years to 2 decades. It's also worth mentioning that coffee, in general, has a pretty good shelf life. Finally, coffee doesn't go bad in the it's rotten sense. Rather, it begins to taste stale the older it gets. Next in our list is powdered milk. For a commodity that stinks to high heaven when it goes bad in the fridge, milk's non-liquid form, powdered milk, lasts an astonishingly long time. Most powdered milk manufacturers set powdered milk's best-by date at around 18 months. However, powdered milk, particularly low-fat powdered milk, has been known to go the distance, lasting anywhere from 2 to 10 years. And in survivalist circles, there's said to be powdered milk that'll still be drinkable a quarter of a century after it's made. All this happens, of course, if the milk gets stashed on the shelf properly. That is, the cool, dry place that's out of direct light and is devoid of oxygen, the same as most other shelf-stable foods. It's an excellent source of calcium and protein, and it's also a great barter item, especially for families with young children. You can add powdered milk to foods like granola, oatmeal, and cereal to boost calories for your first meal of the day. Plus, you can even use it to make butter, which can be difficult to find if you don't know where to look. What's next? Pasta. Who doesn't love pasta? Plenty of people already eat some form of pasta multiple times in 1 week, and they wouldn't mind continuing that lifestyle in case of an emergency. Dry pasta pops up as a common forever food on a lot of doomsday prepper lists on the internet. But before you run out to the grocery store to buy boxes of spaghetti in bulk, keep in mind that will only last up to 3 years in your pantry. Yes, we know 3 years is still a very long time to keep food around, especially when it's something as delicious as penne or macaroni, but it's still a far cry from forever. The shelf life can be extended to 8 to 10 years if it's vacuum sealed and kept in a cool, dry place. Coming up next is one of my favorite long shelf life foods, the rolled oats. Oats have been the stick-to-your-ribs breakfast that people have turned to for centuries when they needed something nutritious and hearty to get them through till lunch. You can boil them to make oatmeal, toast them, bake them into bread or muffins, grind them into flour, or even make them into oat milk. Plus, oats are very affordable and can be bought in bulk amounts. They can also be easily stored and kept fresh for many years. Now let's introduce two essential ingredients that last forever: salt and sugar. If you're trying to build up your stores of non-perishable food, feel comfortable stocking up on salt. When stored in an airtight container, this natural preservative will last forever. Does sugar go bad? Nope. All kinds of sugar, including brown, powdered, and white sugar, will last indefinitely. Sugar can harden over time, but it's still safe to eat if you don't mind the texture. If the lumps really bother you, you can try softening the sugar by putting it in a plastic bag along with a damp paper towel and microwaving it for 15 seconds. Last and certainly not least on our list of forever foods is honey, which is the one food that truly may never expire. Pots of honey have been found that date back to the ancient Egyptian times, proving that it still tastes great even thousands of years after it was originally sealed. The secret behind honey's eternal shelf life is its high sugar content. It's also very acidic, so bacteria doesn't have the chance to grow. Honey's been known for being a superfood with loads of health benefits. It's high in antioxidants, helps to suppress coughs, and it's even been proven to help heal wounds and burns. And of course, honey's delicious, so it'll help make all your other food more palatable. If you're going to be in an emergency situation, you might as well enjoy a sweet treat whenever you can. So you have food for long-term emergencies carefully collected, preserved, and stored in a cool, dry area in your home. Great. But what if the emergency takes a while to arrive? Well, that's reason to be happy. It means that you want to use up that food to ensure that your investment doesn't go to waste. The simplest strategy is to simply make a list of everything you have in your storage along with the expiration dates. Check it monthly and rotate out anything that's getting close to its best-by date. Create a food storage program where you replace foods that aren't being regularly used. If you're using freeze-dried or ready-to-eat foods, include them on your next backpacking or camping trip. It's not a bad idea to have family members eat them once in a while to get used to the taste. Maintaining a long-term food storage supply for a survival scenario is achievable. Planning is key. By staying organized and making a list of what you have, what you need, and when to rotate it out, you'll save money and achieve peace of mind as you no longer have to worry about food security. If you've already started stocking up on extra basics of the foods that you eat, like peanut butter and rice, great. Make sure you're storing those items properly to extend the shelf life. Check that you've accounted for special dietary needs in your household and that you've stored food properly. Finally, consider including some complete meals into your storage. The initial days of a crisis will likely be chaotic, and you won't be thinking about the correct amount of time to soak dried beans before cooking. You'll want a quick, filling, nutritional meal to get you through.